Guys, I'm always getting questions regarding this. Is it okay for me to do this or whatever? You can do, there's two guidelines I want you to understand here. You can do anything you want to with, but you should only do it knowing two things. First, you should be able to name what you're doing. Listen to me carefully. You have to be able to name what you're doing. Put a name on it. So for instance, what's the name of this? Okay. What's the name of that? RBI. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's the name of that? RBI. Like, you have to be able to name something. Name it. Okay. Because if you can't put a name on it, you're guessing. You're going by your feelings. You're going by your thoughts. I think this is going to go down from here. That's not naming something. We're probably close to a bottom here. That's not naming something. So if you can name it, you've got the first criteria. Second criteria, it's got to be small risk, acceptable risk. What do I mean by small or acceptable risk? If you lose on it, it's no big deal. It doesn't sting you so much. It doesn't make you want to pick up the phone and call your counselor. Do you understand? It has to be an acceptable loss. So if you can do those two things, give it a shot. And do you know why you should give it a shot? Because no matter what the result of that trade, you'll build your experience. Do you understand? And this is more important than the result of a trade, especially when you're on the simulator. The experience possesses far more value than whether or not this trade becomes a profitable trade or not. Because at the end of the day, he who has gained the appropriate experience in the appropriate quantity will be the biggest victor. It's all about experience. And to become experienced, you need everything. You need the winning trades, you need the losing trades, you need the really bad slumps that you get into. You need those really long winning streaks. You need it all. You know, you've got to be brought to the breaking point multiple times. All of that's necessary. You've got to get beyond everything that the market can ever throw at you so that it's behind you, not in front of you. That's what experience is. Experience is someone who has put, an experienced person is someone who has put everything that can possibly be gone through behind them so that there's no question marks about anything. Now, in trading, not only must you put every experience behind you, you have to put them behind you multiple times so that you have to become so intimate with what is possible that nothing causes fear in you anymore because you've been through it so many times. Fear is always the thinking about what you haven't experienced yet. Fear is based on a falsity. Fear comes into being when you begin to picture what may happen. But if you've already experienced what may happen many times, there's less fear. Maybe not zero fear if you haven't totally fixed yourself, but certainly less. There's more fear when you fear what you've never experienced more than you fear what you've experienced. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Yes. So when you experience it, you stop fearing it as much, right? So This is why I always say, look, when in doubt, hit the button and do the trade, except with this caveat, you have to be able to name it and it has to be acceptable risk. I am tired of traders getting into trades without knowing the risk, without realizing, oh, shoot, I'm going to lose so big on this if I put the stop where I'm supposed to put the stop. Duh. Like, you got into the trade not knowing where you're going to get out first? Like, what are you doing here? Like, that's trading 101. That's the first day. Know your loss before you get into the trade. That's the first day. That's not the first day. That's the first hour of the first day of learning how to trade. So here's the thing. If you're able to name the play and you have already determined what you're going to lose, and that's acceptable, then the only thing that can happen from that point onward is an improvement on what you've already accepted, yes? As an example, if you've accepted a $70 loss on the trade, the only thing now that can happen is that you improve on a $70 loss because you've accepted the $70. Does that make sense? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Now, this speaks to how trading should be done backwards. You see, a novice looks at the profit first. They look at the profit potential first and they ignore the stones that you can be dashed upon beneath them. They look at the stars only. But a pro looks at the rocks beneath them first and says, okay, look, if I fall, let me see. Where should I fall? I'm not going to fall there. That's definitely death right there. I'm going to fall over here. I'm not going to fall on those rocks over there. I'm going to fall on this sand over here to the right. Yeah, that's acceptable. I'll be okay over there. Now, once you're saying, okay, I'm okay landing here. Now, what is potential? Is my potential worth the risk of me falling into the sand over here? Yeah, I think so. I'm good with this. That's the professional approach.